I don't believe in throwing people away. All right. Come on back in the room, everyone. Come on back in the room. Just waiting on Delicious to come back in so we can continue. Just letting everyone know, listen, here, I don't believe in throwing people away. You can make horrible mistakes. And I believe that while we do not excuse them, I do believe that we can take time to explain those mistakes. And when it comes down to this, listen, my whole job in doing this, if you don't know me already, my name is imanivanzap, and I'm here to help you fix your shit. Listen, everybody needs a safe place to land. All right. And right now we're in a day of great division. And I'm not trying to ask for a kumbaya from everyone or anything like that. We're just waiting on Delicious to come back in the room so we can continue. And I'm trying to monitor the comments as well too. Yeah, y'all going in. You're the right one to speak to her. Thank you so much, Jalove. I appreciate that, baby. Listen, everybody's going to need a safe place to land. I don't care what you've done. I don't care who you are. At the end of the day, as I said before, I'm not condoning anything at all. But I do want to try to, okay, all right. Sherrod is in the comments this time. All right. Thank you so much, Terrence. Hey, Sherrod. We're just waiting on Delicious to get back on. I love you too, baby. I do. So, as I said before, and this is a really good conversation with Delicious. And the reason why I'm thankful for that, yes, I will definitely see you too, Sherrod. I cannot wait. All right. Thank you so much. This is always a combination of colors. It's never one color. Well, the only reason Sherrod's going to be with us, don't worry. We're going to have Sherrod actually in a few days. I'm just waiting on Delicious. I wanted to focus on Delicious for this evening. She needs to be better educated on the culture. And this is what I'm saying, everyone, okay? Is that how often do we get to have this conversation? This is why I'm thankful for it. How often do we get to have this conversation to where if there's someone that wants to be a part of our culture, that we can actually have a conversation about what does that mean? It's far beyond music and hair and fat ass and it's so much bigger than that. All right. Lavelle, the only reason I'm not taking your call right now, I'm waiting on Delicious. She's actually our focus on this evening. So I'm just waiting on her to get back into the comments. Sherrod ain't stand up for her, but listen, okay, and that's something that we can talk about. You know, we can actually talk about that. But we're just waiting on Delicious to come back into the room, just waiting on her to get back. Why do black people have to be so accommodating? To be honest with you, I don't think it's about accommodation. I think it is all about what's the other words? Calling people out, being very candid. I don't think this is about being accommodating. I think that the day of accommodation is over. We need to have conversations and say, what is going on? Why did you think that was cool? You're never going to see Kim Kardashian ever have a conversation like this. So my thing is, let's talk about it. All right? I don't think that it's about, I'm certainly not trying to accommodate Delicious. I want answers. Delicious, where are you? Don't treat Auntie like chopped liver. You said you were coming back. We're halfway into the woods now. We're halfway out of the woods, okay? That's a statement there. Educate. Don't tell her to get out like somebody okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I believe that we have to make room for people to learn. We do. There's a reason why. People are they're made to feel comfortable in spaces. Yeah, exactly. Kim ain't gonna say nit. Delicious, where are you, darling? I'm waiting on you. I'm turning down calls because you're my only focus. I don't know. And you know what? And what I'll say, Delicious, I don't want to believe that, Delicious. Somebody just said that you may not want to come back and finish with me. Delicious, I think you may want to. Because my thing is this, is that, like I said before, it is, thank you all so much. Like I said before, we've got to create a space where people can learn. Okay? We have to create a space where people can learn. People are not always getting into these industries with the smartest of intentions. I don't want to say the best, All right. I hope she comes back. I hope she comes back, and I really think we were getting ready to turn a corner there. Delicious, I would love to talk to you. All right. I don't want anybody getting upset. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. All right. But what really is canceled? Listen. All right. Listen, I hope she comes back. I really do. But this is definitely it's a safe space. I want people to know you can come here and you can learn. All right. I just want to call you out. And sometimes it may be kind of strong. But we have to have those conversations. That's smart. I can do that because I think I can see in the comments. Let's see. I'll take a call. If someone calls in, let's go ahead and take a viewer call. If somebody wants to call in and talk. Oh, Delicious is here. Just came. You had your chance. Delicious, go ahead and call in, baby. We were waiting on you. Okay? Go ahead and call in. I'm waiting on you, baby. And that's all. Yeah, she's back. I see her. She's there. All right. Go ahead and call in, baby. I'm ready for you. Oh, here she is. She's back, everyone. Thank you for coming back. Ooh, hold on. Oh, no. Come on now, phone. Delicious. Okay, there we go. Ooh, almost messed up. All right. Thank you for coming back, baby. We're continuing on with conversation. There she is. Okay. We're continuing on with conversation with Delicious.
Am I good? My little setup is good. So I had to take my phone off right quick.
It's okay. It's okay. You all right?
Yes, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay, I thought you ran away from. I was like, baby, we was just getting done. Come on
back. I ain't running away.
So, listen, yeah, I'll jump right into it and let's just continue. So, yes. I want to thank you again for people that may be just tuning into this part of it. This is imanivanzap, professional shit fixer, and I'm here with the beautiful Delicious from the show G Status ATL. There have been some things that have happened this week that have been very upsetting to very many. There were some things that were said, and we want to get an understanding on that. So this is part 2 of the conversation that I'm having with Delicious from G Status ATL. So before we were cut off there, Delicious, I was just basically asking, we can just jump right back into it, that I was kind of equaling the playing field. That you said some things that were the darkest to Charlie. Well, first that Charlie said, let's be clear. Charlie said some very hideous things to you, and he was talking about your privacy as a trans woman and what you need to do to it. We'll just leave it at that, okay? It may get more colorful later, but that was wrong. It was ugly. It was heinous. It was laced in transphobia. And we know that he's saying right now, well, I have trans friends, and people were saying the word tranny, and I just don't understand. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just, people are literally saying the word tranny on the show, and I'm just like, but I was told that was bad. I don't get it. But he's saying that is ugly. You said things to him, and the question I asked you before we got cut off there is, what makes you, and be honest, as you can be open here. You don't have to, don't put no front on for these people. We're here to help you. I'm here to help you. What makes you reach into the lowest part of your vibration as a trans woman to cut another person down in the saddest part of themselves? Can you answer that? Take your time. I really want you to dig for this one.
When it comes to the back and forth that we would have, and he would say what he said, I would say what I said.
Yeah.
I don't want people to take me saying, peasant and, saying the F word. That's just kind of a little like, it's a little cut.
Why?
It's a little cut. Like, when it comes to the N word, I don't want people to, now everybody has their own views on this. Okay. And I'm not one to sit here and say why I think it's okay. And I'm also not one to sit here, and I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, well, I have black friends, and I have I do have black brothers and sisters. I have black real family. My boyfriends have all been black. My boyfriend in prison right now is black. We could say that for days, but I think really what it is someone said it, and I've heard a couple other people say it. I'm not a culture vulture. I didn't just come in here when I moved to Atlanta, and I've lived all my life in this culture, this type of.
You said you've been in black culture.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just born into it. I wasn't born. It's just kind of like right out the room. It's like being in the hood, being in it's just kind of like what I'm saying. So I don't. But now saying that, I didn't mean it as in a way to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna say this to cut you. Like, honestly, I don't think saying that. Now, if you're saying it with the E and the R, I've never said that word. I have never, and I never will say that word. I feel like there's a slight there's a difference there, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. And I don't take people's opinions to heart, but when it comes to African American people, I listen to what they have to say. And like I said, when I said it the first time on the episode, I was apologizing for the offense if people took it, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be me, I'm gonna do me, and I don't want anybody to take offense to what I say, because I'm gonna also be honest, it was never a problem until I got onto this show. I performed all over Atlanta. I performed in Magic City Opera. I opened up for Light Skin Keisha, Kiki Palmer. I performed at Gay Pride, and my music has that word in it. And I mean, Gay Pride had over 100,000 people, and I was on the main stage. So I mean, it's just, I've never gotten that like, oh my gosh, or oh my God, like, I can't believe she just said that. It's now that it's a problem because I'm on the show, like. But at the same time, I try to hear what people say. I listen. I want to hear people's feelings and their viewpoints on it. I appreciate everybody's, what they have to say. But I just want to leave it off on that. And saying the N word to them, to me, is like saying, in other words, like dude. Like me saying, oh, well, you a pussy ass, instead of saying, if you want to replace the N word, put dude. You a pussy ass dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of my viewpoint on it. But now, as far as saying the other stuff I said, I did not, when it comes to lynching, I did not know. Again, I don't want to make excuses for it, because again, it was not, I should not have said that ever. And I think the thing about it is that everybody out here likes to throw these little reads and read the girls and read it. I don't read people. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of person. Now, from my past life, what everybody saw was not me reading people. I get violent.
Okay.
And that's
a lot of people do.
And the thing about it is like Gardini said, that's your past for a reason. You should leave it there.
Leave it there. Yeah.
And I agree with that. I should never have brought that to this situation, and especially in front of the camera, because I'm not that person anymore. I don't be going out to places and fighting and stuff like that. And the thing about it is that that was my like cut, but I wasn't trying to cut him. It was literally like,
but Delicious, that's what I'm trying to get. It's listen, that's what I'm saying, being honest. It is okay to say you were trying to cut him. I would have more respect for you, being honest, if you would just own it and say, I wanted to hurt him as hard as I could. I said what I said because I meant it, and I wasn't trying to be nice. You hurt me, you hurt my feelings, and because the only thing that I can do outside of being violent is to take the thing that I know that would destroy you and get you. Because one thing you did say when you were in the comments, you said, oh, you thought this, I remember, because remember, we were watching it. I'm watching it, you're saying, well, you know what, you thought that was going to hurt me, but I know what will hurt you.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. Me saying the whole, like, the word that I don't even want to keep saying the word, that just was like, that had to do with racism and all that.
Okay.
That was not meant to cut him. That was more like, I'm just at this boiling point. Like, even though he's not there, everybody's still talking about it. And for me, like, I can't just turn it off right away. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But to me, I was still heated. I was mad. I was mad about him. It was just, I wanted to get him. And it wasn't about cutting him in that certain situation. It was about letting you know, like, look, you keep going with this, like, I'm gonna really, really, really hurt you.
But here's my thing.
Now, when I said, oh, okay, at the barbecue, when I was like, you know what, you're trying to hurt my feelings right now. I said, that didn't hurt my feelings, but I know what is going to hurt your feelings. Being a transgender woman, saying that to a gay man, I knew it would hurt his feelings. And that is where the cut.
And
that is where I cut.
And that's exactly what you walked me all the way to it. That's what I'm trying to get.
I admit to. That I admit to.
Right.
The cut.
And so my thing is, Delicious, with that, are you working on that part of yourself? Because at the end of the day, it's not as we always say, life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react. So are you working on that as part of your 90? Because this is the thing, Delicious, as you continue to go on and go after your career and doing what you're doing, you are going to encounter this, I don't know how many times in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You are constantly going to be confronted with people that are going to think that you're less than. They're going to think that you're not talented. They're going to call you ugly. They're going to do everything in the world. And whether it's true or not, whether you believe it or not, you are going to have to fortify yourself to be able to let some of that stuff slide. So my thing is this: is it just the show? And I'm being very honest. I don't know if you're going to. Hopefully, you'll be honest with me. Does the show gas show up that much to where you're like, you know what? I don't even care that I'm going to get blowback on my career, because it's one thing to say I didn't mean it, but the culture that you're providing music for, that culture has been like, oh girl, no. So my thing is, we got to address that. It's not like you're making music for the Latina community. You're doing it here because of this is your experience. This is where you are. So we have to address it from that standpoint. So are you working on yourself to that degree to know I can't be popping off like that?
You know, for me, it was the turning point was when I got into a fight.
With Akeem?
Yes. And the thing about it is because I already, it had been building up and building up and building up. And, you know, I've taken, let me go back a little bit further.
Okay.
Before I was trans, to kind of dig into it more.
Okay.
You know, I had to go to anger management classes. I was in jail for things. I was in this. I was always fighting. I was always there. And that's what I'm saying. So for me, it was violence. And I pulled something, it pulled something out of me that I should not have myself get back to that point. And when my wig came off and I was fighting and all this stuff, it was like, at one point I was just like, because I could have kept fighting and we could have kept just really just getting in there, because to me, if I'm going to fight, I want to see blood. But my thing was that I was like, you know what? I took a step back and it was like, it finally snapped for me. I was like, what am I doing? I was like, what am I doing? I said, okay, let me get my way. And I mean, of course I was still angry, but that was the moment for me. And I you know, from this point on, because I'm still on the show, I was in literally everything, but I shed a different light on who I am. And I just got so caught up in the drama, and I let
that's what I'm getting at.
That. And I strayed so far away from the purpose that I have, that I feel like I have to represent, because I don't feel like I used to feel like I was born to be transgender.
Yeah, I
don't feel like that. After I started taking hormones and all that, I feel like I'm a woman born with the wrong body part. I love everything about me. I feel like this came out wrong. So with that, I feel like this may not be the life that I wanted or hoped for, but I'm going to make the best out of it. And I have a destiny with God to represent trans women in the best that I can. And when it comes to the show, I did not do that as far as these past couple episodes.
Right.
And that's where for me, I was like, you know what, Delicious. I said, girl,
this is
why
you
fucking doing?
This is why that touch. First of all, I'm glad that you're owning that. If people really have respect, I'm telling you. Let me just for future reference. When you just go ahead and just say what it is, Delicious, you'll get people back. Everybody's not gonna come back, but when you just say what it is and say, y'all, listen, and I'll even give you this, y'all, I'm not racist, but I said some racist shit that was stupid, and this is why I said it. I didn't even know that when you just fall on your sword and tell people, y'all, I was ignorant as fuck. I mean, let's just be real. But since then, and tell them how you're doing the work. Since then, now I understand. I went and talked to this one, that one, and you're not gonna be able to have this conversation with everybody. That's why I wanted to provide this platform for you to say it here. A lot of people are not gonna let you redeem yourself. I'm gonna let you know that too. This platform is built for that, to at least let you explain it at length. I don't want to rush you with it, because I believe that you have something you want to offer. People will have more respect for you when you just say what it is. Just say what it is. Own it as a woman, and let's move on from it. You know what I mean? One thing I wanted to address on what you just said, I watched an interview you did a year ago. Delicious, it touched me to my soul, because I said, now that's delicious. You were on some radio show.
Was it the one with Hey Mikey?
I think so.
With the pink hair and I had on black?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say something after you say what you say.
The way you took your time to describe soul and spirit, and that you're not, we don't love this of a person, we love what's in here. And then it already touched me. But I gotta throw this at you because I love you and I care. My skin, literally, I got goosebumps when you said that there are so many trans women that are out here that are making us look bad. And then I thought about these couple of episodes, and I have to ask you this: can you explain to us what it is like to go from a person that is standing up for the best part of trans people, that lets herself fall into such a ditch that she becomes she becomes what she warned everybody about? I want you to own that and explain it, sister. You feel me? And take a breath. Take it in. It's a safe space. But I had to address that.
And for me, you know, I can apologize all day for what I've said, and of course I'm sorry. You know, yeah, like you said, it was some racist shit. I'm not racist at all. It was a horrible mistake. It was a horrible mistake, and I'm not perfect. It was one of the flawed-est moments of my life.
Okay.
But to sit back and, like you said, to kind of become that thing that I said, you know, I was trying to turn the table.
Speak to it. Be honest about it. I'm here to support you.
It has been mortifying.
Okay.
It has been mortifying, and that's where I feel like I said, I could say sorry all day, but the real hurt came from the hurt that I feel like I brought upon the African American community and my Black brothers and sisters. And you know, I had multiple when we watched that episode, when it first aired, I had, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think like 6 brothers with me, all Black. Some of them are on the cast. They was all sitting here with me, and I already had informed them a little bit of what had happened, and they already kind of saw. But when they saw it unfold and how I broke down, I mean, it was really bad. I mean, I never broke down in front of people like that. And what they said was, it's a quote one. He was like, you know, the way that you were so concerned about how we felt and the hurt that we were feeling, and it had nothing to do with you. He's like, that kind of, it spoke to me in a different way, because I was just so like, you guys literally, like, beside the African American community and my Black brothers and sisters, of course I know it hurts and I'm terribly sorry for that, but to have the closest people to me sitting here, it devastated me. I was mortified and it hurt my soul. And I have to say, since we're being honest, I literally, we almost lost him, because I was that hurt that I had said something like that.
Yes.
And that for me is partial of the consequence that I've had to endure, is seeing the hurt that I've brought upon so many people. And it's the very thing that I try to show people, that we're not all like this. And it's been all this time, even up to now, and even after this live, it is going to mortify me for a long time, because, you know, the thing about it, going back to that interview, that is me. That is who I am in the community.
I believe
when I go out and all of this stuff, because I also want to say something else. There's never been me in blogs and all of this stuff and about me being this crazy, rowdy person and racist and this and that. Because if I was, one, I would not have my Black brothers and sisters around me. They would not want to be around me. I would not have performed in the places that I have. I would not have gained the respect that I have from all of these great people. Like, it just wouldn't be. I wouldn't even been able to go on stage on Pride and Black Gay Pride. Like, it just wouldn't have happened if I was that person. And that's the person that we saw. And we can get into it a little bit, but in a minute. But just to kind of, you know, that was a good, like, 45-minute interview, almost an hour. And I actually had a conversation with the person that was hosting that interview, because there was 1, 2, 3, 4 other 4 or 5 other people besides just me in that room. Okay. I don't want to say the production. I really just want to target it toward no tea, no shade, but it's like, this is just one of the things, but you guys chose to take a 5-minute conversation that we had after the radio show, and you threw that in, but you left all of that great stuff that I had spoken about. And it's not going to be shown, because that was the time to show it. You're not going to show it. You filmed all of this stuff, and that's just one small example
Okay.
of how they've done me this
Okay.
season. And you know, they capture some great moments of me, but they have no other choice because I don't give them that power anymore to see me in that negative light. I drew myself back in, and I was like, look,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make me look some type of way if I don't give you that power.
Right.
And that for me is when I knew. I was like, look, girl, bring it back. Bring it back. So my thing is that, you know, that's just one example of, you know, we'll have a talk about that later because I want to hear what you have to say. But
Yeah.
it's really like you guys have made me look and made me out to be and made everybody believe that I'm this person that I'm not. And I'm not talking about the rowdiness and the violence. I'm talking strictly about being a racist person. And especially when it comes to this last episode, I'm so sorry. We have to be honest. You guys all lied on me extensively. And there's a lot of people in this community on the cast around me that are just like, they really overdid it this time. And I
So
wanted
wait,
you, I'm just going to air it out. The fight that I got in with Hakeem was not because I said the N-word. It was not because I said peasants. It was not because I said faggot or anything like that. We got into a fight. I was really trying to fight our guy. You, Hakeem, entered yourself into a situation that you had that was not a conversation for you to even be in. If you want to be a mediator, intervene, okay, that's fine. But you had no purpose there. This was between me and Charlie or me and our guy or whatever. Like, you chose to, I'm not going to say he was on anything, the situation, but you chose to bring your drunk self or whatever and throw my red bottom into the street.
So that's what we saw when he took something from you?
That is when I popped him. That had
Okay.
nothing to do with racism. That had nothing to do with the N-word because those confessionals were done a few days ago.
Right. Okay. So you're being first. He
yes.
threw your red bottom, and then you hit him, and then that's how it happened.
That's how it happened.
Okay.
Because this was filmed a year and a half ago. Those confessionals were done not even a week ago. And you guys have turned this narrative out to say, even some of the things, my apology that where I'm just like, I'm sorry, I should not have said that. That had nothing to do with the N-word. I was trying to apologize to Charlie for I should not have said what I said about fucking you and this and that. And you just really made me out to, yes, they have lied.
So hold on, wait. Well, okay, wait, now hold on, wait. Okay, so the apology, let me break this down for people that didn't see it. So the apology that we saw that happened at the end of the episode.
No, not at the end of the episode. It was in the middle when I had on the black. When I had on the black, there was a quick second where I said,
but you did do apology at the end of the episode for the other part. Did you do 2 apologies?
I did. Honestly, I did quite a few, but they only chose to put in those 2. Now, the one at the end, that was for like a cohesive.
That was for
saying,
the thing,
for saying
right?
the lynch. It was mainly for the lynching thing. You know, that was because my thing is this. I feel like I'm in a place right now where I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I say sorry, if I keep saying sorry, I'm saying it too much. If I don't say it, I'm not saying it enough. So with the apologies, it's like I've tried to go on lives. I went on my live. I've been on interviews. And I feel like one of my cast members had actually told me, well, you know what? You're doing all of these things, but the problem happened on this platform. You need to apologize on this platform.
Okay.
So that was really like the big shebang. I already had been saying sorry and I apologize and all of this stuff, but that was the real big like, okay, look, here's my professional apology because I've done it on live. I've done it when I was sad, when I was crying, you know what I'm saying? But they was just like, okay, look, let's make this a professional one. You've done it in every other angle that you can. Like, let's just do one for the show. And you know, but even then, it's like you guys, it's just little things. Like I said, I feel like you made a mockery of the whole episode, but especially when it came to my apology, down to the sad music behind what I was saying. It why did you have to put that? I need them to hear what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about no sad violin piano music. Like, no, I need the people to hear what I'm saying. And it's just everything. It was just you lied on me. You made a mockery out of what I was saying. My apology. It was just everything. And I'm airing it all out right now because I feel like, you know, at this point, what's done is done. And I don't care if I'm on the show, off the show. It's just like I said, I came on here to shed a light for trans women. And since I could not do that and you guys did this to me, now I take responsibility for what I did and for what I said in accountability. I'm taking, you know, this, I'm not running away. I'm not running away from it at all. Right. I'm embracing it, and I'm glad to hear what people have to say and their views, and I want to learn from it. And I've started educating myself beside my brothers telling me certain things about the culture and in our community. I'm watching movies, reading books, like I'm doing research.
I was going to say,
I want to really submerge myself in the knowledge and wisdom that I'm gaining, and I'm so appreciative for it, and I'm so like it's brought a light to me in a sense. Like I should have done this a long time ago, but it's like, you know, that's just kind of that's just kind of my ignorance. But at the same time, the way that they made me seem, you guys lied on me. Okay. You guys really, you know what I'm saying? Like I take responsibility for what I did, but I don't think, the thing about it is I don't think they thought that they was going to get the backlash. And I told them, a lot of us told the executive producer, you know, this is going to turn out really bad. Not only just for me, for the show. And what I didn't expect.
I was saying some of that earlier.
What I didn't expect was for everybody in the cast to receive backlash, and that hurt me. Even down to our guy and Redrick and Charlie. Even if they receive, which I know they have, whether they'll say it or not, but bitch, we've all received backlash from it, and I'm so sorry. I did not think that it was going to touch. Nobody had anything to do with that, and like I said, that was me. That was my doing. I fucked up. But everybody received it, and it's just like, wow, like, so now you're trying to cover your ass and your asses and the show's ass, and what you're really doing is leaving me to pick up the pieces, not only for myself but for the show. And you know what, I'm woman enough to, you know what, I'm gonna say and try to make and right my wrong however I can. I'm gonna get on the platform and do it. I'm gonna get on these interviews and the lives, and you know what, I'm gonna try to save my name and the show and our cast members from being tarnished all the way, because there's people that are petitioning to take this show down, and they've already acknowledged.
Let me address some of that, Delicious. Let me address some of that, okay? I feel you. I feel you. Now I have said this before, and this is one of those, like you said, as far as the actual brand itself. Like I said, I have respect for people that do this type of content. It's not easy. This is not from the participation point to the finishing point in post-production. So I know that going in. What I will say, number one, is that people can't, you gotta, and I think you're learning that now, you gotta watch what you give. Because there are ways, like I said before, to still get as much drama, to still get as many clicks and views and all of that without going to the ugliness that we have seen. You really don't have to do that. But whenever, I mean, if you see a dog fight, that is going to attract a lot of eyes just because it's two dogs fighting. You know what I mean? So it's what is it really taking to really show who you are? Is everyone really working towards trying to show natural complexities? Because you can have conflict that's very natural. It doesn't have to be ugly. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, and I get what you're saying about the editing and how things were done. I totally understand all of that. I love where you were going just a few minutes ago, though, when you said that one of the things you're doing is you're educating yourself about the culture. Because the other thing I wanted to say to you, and I don't know if anybody's ever said this to you, but I'm going to tell you. Delicious, we're not all out here twerking, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's not everything about the culture is not just ow. There's so many beautiful parts. This is just one part. Trap music is just one part. Having hair and makeup and being fabulous is just one part. There's so many amazing things to learn about the culture, and I honestly think when you have, don't listen. I'm glad you came here to have this conversation with me. I could not be more glad about that, because people need to see it, whether they agree with you or not. Even after having heard what you said, they don't have to agree with you. But I think that people can learn. I think that at the end of this, it is a coming together. We've got to get to the point to where we stop trying to cancel one another. And because somebody said something that we didn't like, no matter how much we feel justified in tearing them apart, listen, everybody's going to need grace. That's where I come from. People may not agree with that in me. Everybody's going to need a little bit of grace. And so what will happen from this point, everybody's going to be, what I will say about you right now, Delicious, because it just happened. So this is going to stick for a minute. But what I will say at this point now, it is about what work you do after this. Don't give yourself time to, because you have to kind of do some rounds with maybe apologies and explanations, and that's okay. Don't fall into a pattern to where you're just apologizing for the rest of your life, because there are people that are out there that they will never forgive you.
Yeah.
They will never see better for you.
Mm-hmm.
They will never hear you try to make a change. They will never let you up from it. All you can do now as a woman is change your actions.
Yes.
That's it.
You
That's
know,
that's all. Because after a while, I'll be honest with you, baby. After a while, I know you don't intend this, and this isn't just for you, it's for anybody. After a while, the apologies start sounding kind of rehearsed, only because you've gotten used to what to say. And I know that you don't mean that, but it can get to that point. So if it's here, you know, I've given you an opportunity to say it here. Maybe if there's another platform you want to say it there, and then after that, Delicious, lay it to rest. When y'all have y'all's reunion, of course it's going to come up again in the reunion, but the only thing you can do at this point, baby, is just change your actions. That's it.
I just, you know, I just need to get back to being me, and that's what I got back to, and I'm glad that you'll see it, because it later on in the season we got to a point where we were all good, like we was all they would all say, oh hey baby, hey Delicious, oh yeah, but like I don't know if they're gonna show, but there's one scene of me and Charlie skating in the skating ring holding hands, like
okay.
So
and
you know what?
I
drew it back in. I was like, okay, look, let's get to a good point here. Let's like, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I hear you, and I hear everything that you're saying, and
you're. I see it. And I hope that they do show that. We need to see that other side. And so what I like I said before, listen, people may be, whether they agree with us or not having this conversation, everybody in life is going to need a safe place to land. And I'm that's why I'm glad that you're here. It's not to take your moment and exploit it and turn it into something crazy. I said, you know what? I know we don't know each other that well. You probably know of the different shows, but we've never talked until today. And I said, even though we've never talked, I hope she knows that this is the place where I want to be honest, but I also want there to be healing. And I think that we can do that here. I thank you for your time with this. And know that I support you. I support you in learning. I support you in recovering. I support you in trying to redeem yourself. I support that. Don't let what's going to happen from this point, Delicious. People are going to be hell-bent and dedicated on painting a picture about yourself. You cannot change that.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it is like, you know, it's kind of like you said, you know, I don't have to keep apologizing. A lot of people have been telling me, like, girl, stop saying sorry, stop apologizing. And you know, it's just like I need to do it to my heart's content, so I feel like I've said it enough. And it's winding down, but at the same time, because I'm also realizing, and like I sat back the other day and I was just like, you know what? Whoever's for me is for me, and whoever is not was never even there in the first place. Because the thing about it, before these problems came about, people was talking about me, like, I mean, trash talking me disgustingly before the show even aired the first episode. I mean, people was talking how ugly I was, all my makeup and my outfits, and I'm a gargoyle, and my music is trash, and this and that. And I'm like, baby, the show hasn't even begun.
Yeah,
we're at Meet the Cast videos.
Well, the thing, and I'll even speak to that part of that. There is an over criticism. Again, you got to think about what you're walking into. Mm-hmm. There is such a defensiveness, and a necessary and justifiable defensiveness that Black culture has. When they're like, okay, well, can I be honest with you? Where they're like, okay, who's the Cardi B character? That's where they go. Just because you're Latina. And because you're about to come in here with all this, there's already going to be an added measure of judgment, because they're like, their Cardi B character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where a lot of that criticism comes from in the beginning. And so then when you get on the show, you know, you can it goes one of two ways. Sorry about this, baby. You either become a fan favorite or not. You know what I'm saying? You either become somebody that all the kids love and they go up for, or not. And the way that scale tips is really delicate. It's really delicate. So it's kind of like you have to think. I mean, you know, again, like I said, you know, you got petitions and things going around. So really, everybody from production to the cast members, y'all all got a lot to think about. And if it plays out to where, you know, the universe says, okay, there's going to be another season of this, everybody's got to go into this with a different intention. because from the show to every player, there is now a picture that has been painted of every person that is participating in this.
Yes.
And so you're going to have to figure out, like, what does that, how do I turn this thing around? When I come back, how do I try to control my narrative better? How do I, you know, give them what they want, but I don't sacrifice myself in the process? See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those are the things, like, as far as industry, not just for this show, baby, for your music. If you really want to run this thing and really take this thing and turn it into something, your business savvy has got to come way up to where people can't get you. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody's always going to be able to try to get you and say something to you. And all of this blew up because someone went to the most sensitive part of your experience and attacked it. And that gave you inside a visa to say, oh, if you did that, I'm about to take your head off. You have to resist those moments.
And I want to kind of
they're hard. You gotta resist them.
I want to kind of speak on that too, to kind of dive into that a little bit more. You know, hold on, real quick, hold that thought.
Okay. While she's gone, I hope everybody is really getting something out of this. As I've said before, we may not all agree, all right, and that is all right. We may not all agree, but I want this to be a place where people can come to land. Not to say whatever they said was okay. We need to discuss why it's not okay, but I want people to know that there's a place to come here. Everybody's gotta, you know it, all right? That's why many of you come here. Everybody comes here because you need to understand that you need a safe place to land, all right? So we have the right, I think her camera's buffering. We have the right to disagree. People have the right to still think what they want to think. But at the end of the day, I always want the platform to be an opportunity, all right? Is December here? Wait, there are other people that are here. Listen, while we're waiting, I see her camera. Can you all still see me? We're okay. Oh, delicious. Okay, I think her phone went out. Hopefully she'll call right back in. Her phone went out. Okay. All right. Oh wait. Ja Love is calling in. Okay. Let me take another call real quick from Ja Love. Hold on one second. This is Ja. Hold on, Ja. All right, Delicious. I see you just jumped back in. Give me 1 second. If you're gonna be there for a moment, I got Ja. Hey, Ja.
Hello.
How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored. I'm just actually good and traveling.
Delicious, stay with me if you can stay there for me, baby. Stay there, Delicious. Now, Ja, so you're on production, correct?
No. I'm not on production. I was just calling just to speak to you on what.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Well, sound off, baby. Go ahead and give me a thought.
I'm happy that you had this conversation with Delicious because it was necessary. Because the conversation that everybody was having was very talking at her and not trying to hear her point of view. But I first want to say that regardless of Delicious behavior, it does not give anybody in our community to be transphobic in the comments and attacking her, and even to cast member using transphobic language. I think it was disgusting. We as Black gay men do a terrible job at defending our trans brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Not all of us, but it is a lot of us that are complacent. Right now, our trans community, there's a genocide on our trans community, and we must do better to defend our trans community. Not excusing Delicious behavior, but the comments following misgendering her from a lot of our community members hurt me to my core because 90% of my family is of trans experience. And so to see the comments is like, you can talk about her behavior, but misgendering her has nothing to do with her actions or how you need to express on her behavior on the show. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that thought.
You know, and I wanted to say this because I was looking at the comments and I was just like, oh, what was all that? What was all that necessary? Now, I think she needed this educational moment. I think that there's a lot of complacency around her. I think there's a lot of, yes, as Black people, we do allow people into our culture. But I wanted to also add into the conversation that, you know what I'm saying, what if it's just her LGBTQI experience, right? Because a lot of us coming in to this and finding some of the culture, right? We don't even talk about how our blackness gets erased in our LGBTQI experience, right?
Mhm.
And then it gets spoon-fed back to us as if we didn't create a lot of this.
Right,
A
and that's
lot
where a
of,
lot of the frustration comes from. And I understand. Yeah.
right. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
it that we've seen around. So I can see from her point of view, if somebody's coming in from a Mexican background, being raised in African American communities and coming into more LGBTQI space and seeing us, and this could be just a familiar territory, I can see how all that can be, not excusing her behavior. But we also have to understand, like, there are things from our, you know, there are anti-blackness, internalized homophobia, internalized transphobia, that we have injected into ourselves so much that because I was really wanting her to answer that question when you was really talking about, like, why did you use that cut word, just like Charlie used to cut you? Why did you go to that place? And if we know what that feeling of hurt is, why, you know, spew it amongst each other?
Right.
And I really wanted to hear that answer. And because she was still on the apology, understandable. I really wanted to hear that because I was like, I know that a lot of my gay brothers have some trauma with the trans community.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't give anybody license to not defend our trans community, because at the end of the day, our rights came from Black and brown trans women for throwing that brick at Stonewall, which started the gay liberation and rights, and for what we have down to this day. And then the most marginalized community in our community are the trans women, men, and children. And this show had the perfect opportunity to highlight that. And I'm so disappointed in production and etc. on how they allowed this to. You had a year. You had a year. You could have really changed the narrative. If this was filmed in a year, you know what I'm saying? There could have been so much conversation that happened prior, and you could have really shaped this into something, especially the challenging times that we have now.
Right. Right.
You know, and they could have really did so much. But even down to season 1, there's a lot of sensitivity training that I feel like a lot of people need to have when coming on big platforms and speaking their truth, because you can tell your truth and you can also say, I need this to be a learning moment for me. I was very happy when in season 1, when they had the educational person come in, talk about HIV, because as a person, as myself being with HIV for soon to be 20 years, you know, health reads not necessary. If you're going to follow with an educational thing, then do that. I wanted to see that same grace given to Delicious. If you was going to do that with HIV, then it should have been done with transphobia, with internalized homophobia, with the classism on the show, with so many of these things that I'm just like, the isms, and I'm just like, these are the things that are so spoon-fed to us that we do it so bad to ourselves. And I was just like, you know, coming from a heterosexual Catholic Afro-Latino household, I had to unlearn so much of the toxic things that were taught about me to really love myself and view my other Black brothers and sisters, you know, that in a loving way, because I've been hurt by our own community, right? But I still have to come from a place that even when it came to Black Lives Matter, that although I know that some people will stand for me, I'm still Black at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And so yes, I'm going to put my queerness before behind my Blackness, because at the end of the day, when the cops see me, they don't see my queerness, they see me as a Black man. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? And so some of these things that I think that the damage that's been done to us, the unpacking and the learning, we really have to do the research, the me search, as
I like that.
The me search, and really unpack some of our toxic things, and then really come from a place of loving, of a loving space, and then be able to come together as a community. Because I feel like if we don't break down the isms, the things that, you know what I'm saying, there are certain things, like I had a friend say, I don't like going to the Black gay clubs because we're so shady and this, that, before. Right. And I told him, I said, I love going to Black gay clubs because there's 2 things that I don't feel. And it's not that a bad thing.
Okay,
I feel.
go ahead and wrap it up. I gotta give.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Okay. I told my friend, I was like, the reason why I love going to a Black gay club is that I feel Black and I feel gay. I feel any sense of normalcy, that's what it feels to be like. And if they throw me shade, it's nothing that what I experience in society. So that shade to me is tough love. And so I just really, the show has a great opportunity to be that for us. And I thank you for the conversation that you have with us. You give so much knowledge, nuggets, and you are definitely here to fix Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Love you.
I appreciate it. Let's talk again.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
Love you
Thank
too.
you. All right. Okay. Come on, these comments. I knew that was going to come in. I knew you guys would have a lot to say. All right. Oh, Coco is here. Ah! Coco, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. Coco from SWV is in the house. I'm waiting on Delicious to call back in. Delicious, call back in, baby. Don't leave me, Coco. Delicious, I'm just waiting on you. This has been a wonderful opportunity. Delicious is in the room, just waiting on her call to come through. Coco's here, y'all. You know she watches the show. Yeah, okay, she's still here. Listen, Delicious, you got Coco on her. You better come on back. All right, go ahead and call back in, Delicious. I'm waiting on you, babe. Go ahead and call back in. This is a wonderful conversation that we're having on tonight, everyone, and very needed. Okay, we've got to start. It requested it did. I didn't see it, baby. You didn't. I didn't get it. Let's see. I wish there was a way I could just add you in. Let me see. Can I do anything on my end here? I don't think I can. No. Let's not do that. Can I do it this way? Oh no, I can't do that. I don't know how to. Okay, you're hold on 1 second. Do me a favor, Delicious. Go out and come back in. For some reason it didn't show it to me. I usually see it right away. Yeah, that's somebody just said. Leave out and come back in and do it again. Okay. Yeah, listen, this is a wonderful learning opportunity on tonight, okay? Like I said before, everyone is entitled. Oh, there we go. No, I can't believe who that boy real. Now, you know good well I'm trying to take Delicious call, and you almost made me hit the button. All right, Delicious, I'm waiting on you, baby. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. Okay, I know how to do it. Here we go. Okay, I found out how I can do it on my. Okay, she's coming in. All right, Delicious. Come on back in, baby. There you go. I don't know what happened earlier.
You know, my thing went black. I thought my phone died, but it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but I'm here. I hear everything.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so that's, you know, we were where we were, but I think at this point it is about how do we turn this around, and like you said before, you know, if you leave it to people, you'll be apologizing for the rest of your life. All right.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on something that I was.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
There was something else. I'm so sorry I had forgot, but I'm going to speak on this one since I remember.
Okay.
The light that I was trying to shed came off completely wrong, first of all. But when I talked about, you know, when I said, oh, I could have had someone take you out, I don't even want to use the other word because that's what I meant, to take you out, to, you know, kill you, whatever.
Okay.
Where I come from, the culture, I don't want to say it's so different, but we move a little differently. Well, I don't even want to say we because I'm not a part of that anymore. But the thing about it is, you know, the girls out here love to read and whatever, and it's like, you know, I think the thing about it is we all need to have respect for each other, and instead of reading people, let's uplift each other. Because the thing about it is, and yes, I went about it the wrong way, but, you know, all it takes is one time to look at somebody the wrong way, to read somebody the wrong way, to say something the wrong way. And it takes the one wrong person that will really just, it'll go to that point.
And this is my thing. It
doesn't even have to be me, because where I come from, this really happens back then and even now till today. Like, you are the wrong color in the certain neighborhood and you'll get shot for no reason. You are the wrong color. You could have the wrong color shoelaces on and you get taken out. And the thing about it is that, you know, there's really people out there that if you even look at them the wrong way, that'll be it for you. And I think that's really what I was trying to shed a light on. And it definitely came across the wrong way. And they didn't do it in the way that I would have hoped them to. But I think that was what I was trying to shed a light on, is that stop trying to read people. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because when I move beside the show, when I move out with people and interact with people, it's always love and respect and kindness. Yeah. Because baby, you say something wrong to the wrong person. And the thing about it, especially out here in Atlanta, people love to jump people, they love to stab people, and they love to shoot people. And I'm sorry, but we can all say that we've been to a club a time or two and seen 20 people jump on 1 or 2 people. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? For reading people.
Right.
And that's what I was really trying to do, is like, oh, you guys are trying to read me? Well, this is a different type of light that you're fucking with, because I don't read, I get violent. And that's all I was really trying to express, is let's have respect for each other, because you disrespect the wrong person and something bad is going to happen to you. And I would hate to see that happen to people.
That is what, and so my advice would be, say that. That doesn't get you in any trouble. Say, you know, I mean, I know some people that could, you know, you can, everyone knows what it means. You know what I'm saying? If there's certain, and we, you know, I know I'm going to say it because I have no reason to dance around the word. When you say lynch, it is specific. It is as specific as what Charlie said to you. It is very specific to that person's existence or their experience, That's what I want you to be careful of for yourself and others in going forward. If you're going to say, just say there's a way to say what you mean and not go after all the other stuff that gets you into a lot of this. You don't have to do this. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that it's so much, I'm just being real with you, Delicious. I don't think that it's so much the ignorance of the word. I think as a collective, this isn't just to you. I think as a collective, I said it earlier, this is a cast of probably the most talented people I've seen, the most resourceful people I've seen as far as their connections to the industry, accomplishments. Just I see it literally dripping from all of you, just how much potential you have. Equally so, it is the nastiest bunch of people I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a group of people that want to literally do everything short of killing each other. And what I'm saying is, while I get that it's ratings, you got to think about yourself after that. I don't care if I'm talking about chasing reality. I don't care if I'm talking about G-Status, Housewives. I don't care. A lot of people are getting on these shows not thinking about the next day.
Yes.
They're thinking about, you know what I'm saying? They're thinking about, this is the content. I'm going to turn up. I'm going to be the one, you know, I need the rule of the cameras to make sure that it always has a reason to come to me. And I'm going to get louder and I'm going to go off. And since and now I'm out, bitch, because and we're all showing that same, we're not even showing, this thing ready to cut off again. Child, my goodness gracious.
Oh, we can come back, because I have some more stuff I want to say. And I just remembered my second thing I want to talk about, which is kind of has to do with that. So please, let's go ahead and
you want me to write it down? You want me to write it down?
Oh, no, I remember it. It's right here.
Right.
It ain't going to go nowhere.
Okay, we're going for round 3, y'all. This next one's going to be, this is the last one. Okay, so go ahead. Let's come on back one more time, and this is going to be the last one we're going to finish. Come back, Delicious. Okay. All right.